Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Big names like Becky Lynch and Jey Uso will be competing at WWE Backlash 2025. Roman Reigns, however, likely won't appear at the big PLD in St. Louis, Missouri. The Tribal Chief lost his big main event match with Seth Rollins and CM Punk. He was then likely written off of TV with the emergence of Paul Heyman's new alliance. Braun Breaker speared him and Rollins stomped him yet again. Since neither Punk nor Reigns was used on the latest episode of Raw, neither is likely to be booked for WWE's next PLD. The next 5 signs point to Roman Reigns missing out on Backlash 2025. If a star is a champion, it must be available for TV and PLDs more than other performers on the roster. Roman Reigns lost at WrestleMania 41 and doesn't hold a title anymore. He's not as important to programming as he used to be, as things have greatly changed over the last year and a half. Had he won at the big PLD, it would have made more sense for him to stick around for a few weeks after it, potentially. Since his spot isn't what it used to be, he isn't needed for Backlash. One big sign that Roman Reigns will likely miss Backlash 2025 is that he was seemingly written off on the Raw after WrestleMania. He was looking for answers from Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins after events from the 2-night extravaganza. However, Braun Breaker emerged to spear both him and CM Punk. This was likely to write the Tribal Chief off TV until he is ready to come back for a meaningful program, likely around SummerSlam in August. Showing up a week after a big attack lessens the impact it has. It's why Randy Orton was out for 4 months and Sami Zayn was out for 1 month after attacks. Another sign that Roman Reigns won't compete at Backlash 2025 is that he is a part-time star. The definition of a part-time star is competing at a few events a year. Those events are usually the bigger PLEs like WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, or a Survivor Series. SummerSlam will take place over 2 nights this year, and has often been considered the second most important show of the year. The big part-time names traditionally show up here. Logan Paul, Brock Lesnar, and Reigns himself made careers out of this operating tactic. One big sign that Roman Reigns won't be at Backlash is that Seth Rollins and his new WWE alliance turned their attention to Sami Zayn after the underdog of the Underground confronted Rollins on Raw. The visionary didn't call out his friend, but instead, Zayn came out to express disappointment with what Rollins did surrounding WrestleMania. It was weird since he was a member of the bloodline under Reigns. That group beat up anyone they wanted to. Since the new faction refocused its energy on a different person who stepped up to them, the Tribal Chief is likely on the back burner until the bigger PLEs. The simplest explanation as to why Roman Reigns won't be at Backlash 2025 is that he's made a habit of disappearing for months after big events. He lost at WrestleMania 41 and didn't return until SummerSlam. That's nearly 4 months out of the ring. He did the same thing in his 4 years as undisputed champion, hurting the product since only one major title existed. Brock Lesnar did the same thing, only reappearing for the next big PLT. With a template set after WrestleMania 40, Roman Reigns will probably pop up for a SummerSlam match. As WWE Backlash 2025 looms large on the calendar, speculation is already running wild across the WWE universe about who will show up and who might be conspicuously absent. One name that continues to dominate headlines and stir both concern and intrigue is none other than Roman Reigns. The Tribal Chief, who carried the company through its biggest boom period in recent memory, has not confirmed his participation at Backlash, and the silence surrounding his status has created a wave of uncertainty. While some remain hopeful that Reigns will make a surprise appearance, several key indicators point to the likelihood that the former undisputed WWE Universal Champion will not be at the premium live event in Lyon, France. And those signs aren't subtle. They're loud, clear, and hard to ignore. The first red flag is Reigns' continued absence from television and marketing material. Ever since his devastating loss at WrestleMania 41, Roman Reigns has gone dark. No promo packages, no satellite appearances, no cryptic tweets from Paul Heyman. For a man who once commanded the main event spotlight week after week, his sudden and extended disappearance has raised eyebrows within the WWE fanbase and among insiders. Historically, WWE heavily markets Reigns in the build-up to any pay-per-view, whether he's scheduled to wrestle or not. But this time, there's been a noticeable silence. He hasn't been mentioned in official WWE press releases promoting Backlash. And that's extremely telling. If WWE had even the slightest inkling that Roman might appear, even in a non-wrestling capacity, they'd be teasing it relentlessly. Instead, he's become a ghost in the machine, only referenced when it relates to his WrestleMania defeat at the hands of Cody Rhodes. And that leads directly to the next clue. Sources close to WWE Creative have revealed that the company is currently focusing on rebuilding the bloodline narrative around Solo Sikoa and the newly arrived Jacob Fatu and Tom DeLoa. The decision to put Solo Sikoa in the leadership seat of the reformed bloodline faction may indicate a long-term shift in direction, one that sidelines Roman Reigns for the foreseeable future. When the Enforcer first broke away to assert dominance post-WrestleMania, many believe this was a temporary setup to tease a future confrontation with Reigns. But now, with Fatu being positioned as a possible face of destruction and Tom DeLoa solidifying the new bloodline's aggression, there's increasing belief backstage that WWE is moving ahead without Roman for now. The faction's evolution seems designed to exist independently, and WWE appears committed to letting Solo's reign breathe before Reigns steps back into the mix. If Roman were to return imminently, the leadership shift wouldn't have had the slow burn treatment it's currently enjoying on SmackDown. Roman's presence would override everything. His absence is intentional, and that intent points to a Backlash no-show. Adding more weight to this possibility is the fact that Cody Rhodes has begun building new feuds in the aftermath of WrestleMania, without any references to Roman Reigns. Rhodes, who finished his story by dethroning the Tribal Chief on the grandest stage of them all, has shockingly moved on without confrontation or follow-up from the former champion. That's uncharacteristic of WWE booking, especially considering the length and depth of the Reigns-Rhodes rivalry. Typically, even a defeated heel like Reigns would make one final desperate attempt at redemption, or at least interfere in future matches to maintain presence. Instead, Cody has pivoted to dealing with other challengers like AJ Styles and LA Knight, with not even a whisper of a second chapter involving Reigns. That pivot feels like a strategic move by WWE, one that ensures Roman stays out of the picture while they explore Cody's new era atop the company. WWE isn't even planting seeds for a potential Backlash run-in. It's as if the feud has ended completely and cleanly, suggesting Reigns is not in the near-term creative plans. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns himself has offered subtle hints that he's taking a significant break. While he hasn't directly addressed Backlash or any WWE events post-WrestleMania, Reigns' off-screen actions speak volumes. Multiple reliable sources have reported that Reigns has declined backstage meetings, contractually agreed to reduced appearances for 2025, and even put other commitments, like film or personal projects, on his immediate calendar. According to a recent backstage update from a respected WWE insider, Reigns was not listed on any internal roster memos through late May, which would include the Backlash event date. The Tribal Chief was also notably absent from the list of superstars scheduled for the European tour around the same time. And in the past, Reigns has only missed those events when a major shift in plans was underway. It seems increasingly likely that WWE is giving him space to reimagine or revamp his character before allowing him to return, possibly in time for a Summer Showdown or a major shock at SummerSlam. That makes Backlash an unlikely landing spot for the former champion. And lastly, there's the issue of crowd expectations and the evolving WWE environment. While Roman Reigns was undeniably the centerpiece of WWE for nearly 4 years, the current landscape is rapidly adjusting to a post-Roman reality. Superstars like Cody Rhodes, Gunther, and even Jacob Fatu are filling the void with their own main event energy, and the crowd is responding. WWE may be intentionally keeping Reigns away to let other talents flourish without being overshadowed. The reaction to WrestleMania's main event showed a decisive shift. Fans erupted for Cody's win not because Roman was dethroned, but because Cody earned it. WWE saw that moment, understood its weight, and may now be hesitant to dilute it with a quick Reigns return. Backlash, being the first major premium live event after WrestleMania, is the perfect stage for WWE to continue reshaping its new era without the looming presence of the tribal chief. A surprise return from Roman would certainly pop the crowd, but it might also derail the momentum they're building with their fresh crop of main eventers. By keeping Roman away, WWE signals confidence in its post-Reigns landscape. And for better or worse, that means no Backlash moment for the man who once sat atop the island of relevancy. In the end, while WWE fans never say never, and Roman Reigns has made a career out of swerves and shocks, the writing on the wall was clear. The silence around his return, the creative shift towards Solo Sikoa and company, the clean ending of the Cody rivalry, his off-screen commitments, and the direction of WWE's current storytelling all suggest that Roman Reigns will not be at WWE Backlash 2025. Whether that's part of a grander plan or just a pause before another legendary chapter begins, one thing is certain: the era of Reigns is on hold, and the WWE Universe will have to wait just a little bit longer to acknowledge him again. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.